Hello and welcome to Galena Ravina Podcastina, the show where I try to be the person my dog thinks I am. Welcome to the most stressful week of the year for dogs. That's right, it's the week of July 4th, and that never means that fireworks are happening only July 4th. That means they're happening pretty much the entirety of the first week, maybe 2 weeks depending on your neighborhood of July. And so if you've got a furry little friend at home, get the drugs out. Get the weighted vests out. Stay home with your dog if you're able to. And if you're the person who's setting off fireworks still on the 8th, there's probably special rooms that you can go to. Maybe they're similar to AA. Pyromaniacs Anonymous, perhaps, PA meetings that you can go to. Because I do find that this is just an excuse for people who would like to set things on fire to do it in the guise of national pride. Do you love America, or do you just love fireworks? Whatever you're doing, I hope that you do it safely. Don't end up in the ER. This is probably the number one week of the year for people to lose fingers and set things ablaze. So just be careful out there. Anyway, I sincerely hope you're enjoying your summer. This is such an easy season for us to really pack in that good natural dose of dopamine. Stash it like you're a bear stashing for winter. Go and get all the dopamine that summer has to offer. Go to the barbecue your friend invited you to. Go to the one that your not friend invited you to. Take advantage of things that are going on, pool parties, beach volleyball, whatever your thing is, use this season wisely. Get out of the house, get out of the air conditioner, stop sitting in front of the TV. I'm talking to myself effectively. I need to get up and I need to stop scrolling and I need to go outside and take advantage of the fact that this is the most sunshine we get all year. Unless you're listening in Ecuador. In that case, I'll shut the hell up. Anyway, this is a good time to just read a book outside if that's what you're into. Go play whatever outdoor sport you like. Get those natural dopaminergic hits while you can, because summer always goes by way too fast. And once again, we're already in July. It's breezing by. Don't let it go past you without doing anything unremarkable. What I would like to do is try to get myself on a jet ski again. Did that 2 years ago. Maybe the most fun I've ever had in my life. How can I get on a jet ski this summer? If you have a jet ski, DM me. I'd like to talk about some good news that I saw. There's a few articles going around about this. Okay, so basically we're learning that AI is failing to replace workers the way that I think all of us were conditioned to fear that it would. It seems perhaps we may have overreacted. Now, there's going to be robots that replace us, and there's going to be really shady, scary things that continue to happen in the realm of AI because it is moving that way. But the good news is it's not quite replacing us economically the way that we thought it would. So there's two different articles that are talking about what's going on with companies who did do massive rounds of layoffs so that they could hire, I say hire in air quotes, AI to replace maybe it's data entry jobs. It's probably jobs that they thought could effectively be done through certain AI protocols that are available. And it's backfiring on them. And boy, does that feel good. Humans 1, robots 0. Apparently, this MIT report says that 95% of generative AI pilots at companies are failing. So I'm not that familiar on what these AI pilots are, but I think where these companies really miscalculated things is they didn't realize how much it would cost to run these AI programs. It's not cheap. This is absolutely something that, like, the more you use it, they get you hooked the same way that I know Uber did this for sure. Uber and then the models that came after it, like Lyft, What they do is they kind of have this free intro period, or they have a period where they're okay with charging the user maybe a lesser amount because they know that they want to get you hooked. It's like the neighborhood dealer, right? Like wants to get you hooked on the stuff. You get hooked and then he gives you crap after. And that's what's happening with these companies. They're paying for AI. They thought it was going to do a lot more than it's doing. And now, according to this Forbes article, the companies that went and fired workers to replace them with AI are now having to go beg people to come back to work. That's right. Because the AI, it's just missing that je ne sais quoi. But je ne sais quoi means I don't know. We do know. It's missing the abilities that people have expected it to reach. There's an AI bubble. This kind of reminds me, I mean, I was a child when this was happening, but people talk about it. There was like the .com bubble that happened in the 90s where the abilities of the internet at the time were so exaggerated. It feels like just a repetition of that with AI right now. Its abilities are being exaggerated. People are using hyperbole to describe the types of things it's capable of doing. There's too many different types of AI flooding the market. Nobody's kind of established like a, I guess, workflow, if you will. Let's say you're a marketing company. How do you know which AI to go get? And so I think what happened with these companies, and this is karma, by the way, is they went out, they replaced all these people that they didn't want to pay with AI. Now the AI is not doing a good enough job and they need to bring people back in to, number one, check the AI. There's still got to be someone making sure that it's legit. You can't just like set two robots in a room and have them talk to each other and have it build out your company without checking what's going on and what's like the end product from it. So that's good news. I'm happy to share that. I think that should make people collectively feel a little bit better because that seemed like such an issue with no resolve, right? Like there's the camp of people that are so excited about AI and they're like, let it replace all of us. We think this is going to lead to universal basic income and let's just let the robots do a better job. And now we're kind of seeing as this bubble makes itself known that we are further from that than we think we are. And we definitely are way further than we thought we are at making humans obsolete. So this is a good piece of news. Anyway, here's a not so good piece of news. Supreme Court ruled that Trump can fire leaders of independent agencies or commissions, which ended a 90-year precedent that kind of that put a limit on executive power. So it's kind of wild. This is happening as an after effect of the firing of a Federal Trade Commission member back in March of last year of 2025. So this was the court case from that, which is now just getting handled because courts take a long time. I just don't think we're in a good place to be giving more executive power to someone who seems 60% dead at this point, because he will just wake up in a weird mood and fire people. It sounds like a hot mess. I try to keep out of the political sphere as much as I can, but that sounds not great. Did they clean the pool? The reflecting pool? Is that clean yet? Is that part of the ruling? Get the algae eaters in there. Anyways, forget the politics. Let's talk Love Island. I'm watching Love Island, I realized, for the memes. I don't want to be left out of the discourse on the internet. It's too funny. I'm also watching it, I realized, as a millennial, I think I'm watching Love Island to understand Gen Z. And boy, am I learning a lot. This is how we clap now, I guess, with our fingers. They do this a lot. They say dead ass a lot. I'm finding that dead ass has replaced all sorts of different vocabulary. It's replaced that's right. It's replaced I'm serious. It's replaced just any iteration of agreeing with something. They really throw dead ass around just willy nilly. Are they? Does Gen Z say willy nilly? Weigh in. Anyways, this was interesting. I went to look up. I was following two different Are We Dating the Same Guy pages on Facebook. I did not realize that they got taken down a couple of months ago. There's some big lawsuit, and every city was kind of under the hub of the Are We Dating the Same Guy. It was like one centralized person running the page, or a couple of people running the page, that every city's page was connected to. And I'm so sad to see that it's gone. And I think because they're in the throes of litigation, they can't even tell us why it's gone. It was such a good resource, not only for someone who's maybe meeting strangers online and able to log into their city's page and look up a guy and see if there's any really nefarious behavior that women have shared, if he's been cheating, if he's this, that, whatever. There's some stuff in those pages that you really had to take with a grain of salt because they were just character assassinations based on maybe one girl's bad experience on a date with a guy. So I wasn't like completely in the camp of, oh, believe 100% of everything that's said on there. But in the case that there were men on there where there's just like dozens of women, you scroll and everybody's got something negative to say. There's guys like that in every city. And for that, those pages are such a good resource. So I was shocked to see that it was taken down. It was also really funny sometimes to get on there and read some of the questions that the women had, where you just want to jump in and wring their neck and be like, have some self-esteem. You're talking about a guy completely mistreating you, cheating on you, you're taking him back, he clearly doesn't like you, he's not communicating with you, he's not consistent. And the questions that women would ask on there, or something insane, they would be like, oh, this guy's a bad kisser, what should I do? Move on. Sometimes it was fun to just get on there and kind of watch it for the same reason that you would like crane your neck to see an accident, because you're like, well, I'm happy it's not me. I'm happy I'm not dating this guy who, called my best friend a fat bitch and made me pay for dinner and ran out on me and makes me drive him everywhere. Because that's the kind of stuff that women were posting about. They would be like, what should I do? What should I do with this guy who completely disrespects me? Should I keep seeing him? And it was fun to go on there and be like, you know what? My tastes are not so bad after all. How about a book recommendation here? I haven't been reading this year as much as I would like to, or have been in previous years. I think I've just been a little busy and haven't sunk my teeth into a really good book that has kind of motivated me to finish it faster. But my friend, who's like one of the smartest people I know, was like, you should read this book, Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein. And I've been reading that. And it's really interesting because I accidentally fell into this corner of the internet where I was making videos about how communism is bad, which, as Gen Z says, I stand 10 toes down on that communism is bad. But this book, Shock Doctrine, is really interesting because it also talks about how like pure capitalism is terrible. And I do think that people need to understand both ends of the spectrum and to really have an appreciation for how like we need to meet in the middle, and there needs to be some regulation but also some freedom, and that neither of these fundamentalist principles are going to work out. And so it's interesting to be reading a book about how like fundamentalist capitalism, just free capitalism, which is Milton Friedman's concept, really. I'm learning, didn't know who he was before reading this book. Pretty fascinating stuff. I didn't know how this philosopher or professor, whatever you want to call him, whatever he was, the one that came up with this idea, how he like infiltrated all these countries down in the Southern Cone, Chile and Argentina, and he went down and like wreaked havoc in all of these South American countries because they really went and like scooped out all the regulation and tried to see if a free market was gonna like fix everything. That was their theory. It didn't work. And it's just like a really eye-opening book. So if anyone's interested in that, there's that little tidbit for you. And finally, just to end this episode, I'm going to keep these short and sweet, just a little review of what's going on. It's been a really good week. I keep getting shown signs that gratitude and a decent level of Delulu are working. I found a $20 bill on the sidewalk yesterday. Super exciting. Asked God for a little gift. There it was, you know? So don't be afraid to like just really sit in what you want, sit in gratitude about it, even if you don't have it yet. Like that is not a new principle to anyone. Like if you're familiar with manifesting, I've talked about it ad nauseum on this show. If it's something you're into, if you're out there watching Wayne Dyer videos, Neville Goddard videos, Abraham Hicks, whatever your Joe Dispenza, like whatever your thing is, you already know and have heard a million times that feeling the gratitude and embodying the feeling of the thing that you want to get is really what it's all about. And the more I lean into that, the easier it's getting. So just a little tidbit on enjoying your summer and staying in the gratitude, being like, I have to do that. I have to say, I'm grateful it's 100 degrees and humid as balls out in Texas because my life is good here so far. So I have to sit in my gratitude about it, even though it is quite unpleasant. And I have to tell myself, no, body, you're not getting a heat rash. You can handle the heat. You are a lizard. Go be your best lizard self. And I'll end it on that. Thanks for listening. Bye.
If you know somebody that would enjoy this episode, feel free to share it with them. And thank you for listening to Galina Ravina Podcastina, the show where I try to be the person my dog thinks I am. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. See you on the next one.